Hi guys, Bolt here. Today we have more Wargame Red Dragon. Before we start off, just a big shout out to all the patrons of the channel showing up on the screen right here. If you guys do want to support content like this, please do check out the Patreon channel and you can help me for a cup of coffee a month. So with that said, let's continue. Nuclear Winter is coming. I think one of the better frequently played maps. There's a lot of maps that are being frequently played but I just dislike. Like Hop and Glory, for example, or Paddy Field. I think they're really overplayed, and not in a good way. So I'm going far left side here with the Soviets, and this is not the best Soviet deck, but yeah, you will see exactly why. We have Bepto going like middle left, and Senator going delta, so they're really going to be brawling over there. And then we have Veliki going to the right side. Now, a really interesting thing. Veliki quits at some point during the match, so it turns into a 3 versus 4. So that should give you guys something to look forward to. Now on the blue team, we got quite a lot of really heavy hitting units, like we got Challenger, Centurion, AVREs being spawned in. We have a Scandinavian unit as well, SDRV-103D, automatics, so things are really going to get heated here. Now the plan for me is to push left, set up like a defense right about here, push into the forest if I can, and help out these two guys in the middle with my Buratino. That is the main plan right there. The Buratino is going to be used right about here to basically cut it off and enable our friends to take over the town. So what we'll do for a change is actually go into our point of view and see if you guys like it this way a bit more, instead of us being in neutral mode. So it'll be slightly different than what you're used to, but let's see how this goes. So yeah, we have a Ka-52 just helping out Senator. We have two Mi-24Ds with Spetsnaz going left. We have a BTR-90 with a Spetsnaz Recon, and we have a bunch of VDVs. MiG-29 comes in, takes out one of these BO-105s. The Z9A TY-90s just wreck these helis. They're wonderful AA helis. It never ceases to satisfy me seeing this. Now the plan here, since we're spotting all this, is to move up the Ka-52 and try to take out one of these automatics. Senator did not lose a single helicopter. A Mirage 2000 does come in. Luckily for him, he misses everything, and we do manage to hit it once. Now on the right side, Veliki is moving up a T-72, a Sopol into that forest area. But most of his units, for some reason, have unloaded here. So I think he's really new to it. Now the Ka-52 was moved up, as I said. The K-30 Bihos just annihilated that unit. Now Senator used Schmoe to kind of quickly move his units up. Really nice seed run here by Senator. He does lose the plane, but he takes out a K-30 and an automatic. Now comes the Buratino. So we have some Tank Shasao, we have some Li Shan, we have some Spetsnaz GRU. Right in the middle of the town. But with this Buratino, we can cut off any reinforcements that they might have. Really nice push by Bepto here with the BTR-90 and the 72. Automatic is one tapped. SDRV-103Ds will be a problem though. There comes the Buratino strike. Speaking of Buratino, we had one right here, but it just got sniped by the RBS. That is very unfortunate. On the left, I do my classic ATGM squad setup here together with a recon. So So we have a Spetsnaz VMF squad here spotting everything, and Conqueror's M in the back. Now with these Jalos, what I hope to do is basically take out some of these transports and also put them right here to ambush anything that might try to come out of the town. Jalos spot a unit over there. Got a bunch of... That was an automatic over there, so that was a really pricey kill. KM900 got killed as well. And a bunch of transports. So Jalos, really fun units to use as well. Super fast. Now against the K1 on the other hand, not a good time. Now meanwhile on the right side, a Habitat on blue team did manage to take over the forest. Bepto is helping him out on the right side here. Veliki does have a lot of AA, but he's missing basic infantry. Meanwhile on the left, we have our Spetsnaz in these buildings here. We have some BMD3s with VDV 90s. And we have some Skrzets with VDV as well, just to defend this position. Now as you can see, we do have a good foothold in the town. But it is very easy to push or get pushed out of. 2 KF-16s basically dominate the skies. We only have a Tunguska here. The HQ-7s, they're okay against airplanes, but the range is really disappointing. Lots of AA on the right side though. 2 Charlie 1 Mark 3s that we spotted earlier in the spawn have moved up here. But there is not really anything that Veliki or Bepto can use to take him out. Fighting Falcon coming in for a bombing run. Really well microed by Senator. But unfortunately, those were destined for the HQs. Now on the left, I moved up my infantry just a little bit to set up a new defensive line here. And we are about to counter some French units. Meanwhile over here I'm moving in a command because this is Conquest. And they are actually leading at the moment. Now here's something I want to teach you guys. When you make a push like this, and you encounter the enemy, after you take them out, fall back. Because what the enemy will do is either bomb your position or mortar it. And that is exactly what he's about to do here. So I moved up, engaged the enemy right here, and then moved back to a secondary line. And there's the mortars. Now a huge bombing run here. Not quite sure what it took out. Definitely heard something. As you can see, we evaded those mortars. On the right side, the Charlies, together with Gurkhas, are doing a massive push. The VDV 90s have scared off the Charlie 1s. Really well microed by Bepto as well. He turned off the RPK, which means that they will move into AT range if they're up against lightly armored units. 1 Charlie 1 Mark 3 was taken out here by the VDV. So really well microed by Bepto. Fighting Falcon once again comes in. That is not going to look pretty. Nope. Okay, just went for the WZs. Now on the left side, I haven't really moved too much. We've basically set up good positions here. We have some recon units, some more Tungushkas, and more infantry in the middle. Although a really good push by Bepto here, I do think that Veliki could have helped him out quite a bit with these 2 tanks. Probably with a Specialov Claren and the GRU as well. They could have easily taken that forest. Now at this point, since we are having trouble with that right side forest here, I do move my burrow team up to the right side to support him a little bit more, since Senator seems to have this under control. Now the K1 is still in position here. Conquers them, fires at it but misses, and unfortunately is now out of ammunition. Got an Electric Voodoo, F111C, and a Kahoo just wrecking this right side. Voodoo got taken out. F111 got hit once. But unfortunately, we didn't get any other plane. Now a huge air battle is raging basically the entire time in this game, which is kind of fun. Now back to the left we have Fallschirmjäger 90s pushing our position next. The Spetsnaz did hold off really well, but unfortunately they were just no match for the amount of units in that area. Now, Habitat just keeps the pressure up on this right flank, which is really, really crazy. One thing I don't know is why he didn't push into this forest on the right side. Now at this point, Veliki leaves the game and I take control of his units. Unfortunately, we miss basically every high tier unit here, especially those 30 Gurkhas with this Buratino strike. Luckily, we have an Mi-24 to do some damage. And we do have a T-72 M1M. So in terms of unit composition in general, he seems to really go for a lot of support, but not a lot of infantry. Now, as you can see, my plan is to basically fan around Alpha and secure a foothold so that I can cover or help Senator in Delta, because right now the enemy is leading. So we gotta play it carefully and not just rush. Bombing run comes in. Actually only kills their own units. Really well positioned Mi-8 MTV here. Can fire exactly at that trench line. We spot a Leopard 2 on the left. My BMD3s unfortunately do not have the firepower to take that thing out. Move up the Mi-24D to try to maybe get a side shot as well. And I kind of don't know if we actually got it with this. Nope. Let's see if this one got it. Also not. I am usually not the luckiest with helicopters. Now what I'm doing here on the right is basically set up some ATGM positions here to cover against any armor that might move up, and also set up some supplies here to get these AA guns loaded up, but it's simply a bit too much for me to micro all of a sudden, especially since I'm spread out. Now F111C gets wrecked, and the Kahoo does make it out, I think. But well played by Senator. So the T-72 M1M gets 2 shots to the face by the Leopard AS1s. And we missed that second one as well. And 16 AP. Quite effective. Yeah, and unfortunately you just miss everything. Got a Mirage 2000 and a Peace Rhine. Peace Rhine takes out the T-64B, but we have 2 Tungushkas to quickly retaliate. Now right now we are +1, but as you can see, Habitat is making a big push for this right side here. Which is a good idea since, I mean, the dude just left. So you definitely want to keep that pressure up. Again, really unlucky with the helicopter there. Leopard AS1s are literally untouched, which is quite amazing. So I quickly ask for help, and we have Bepto answering the call. He's moving up a lot of helicopters, a bunch of tanks, and an Akula to secure and defend India. Now at this point, I do notice that there's a big smoke screen being put down here. So I'm expecting them to push into Charlie. Really nicely positioned T-64 here. Takes out the majority of incoming forces. So all in all, the first wave that they've sent over completely failed. I spawned in an Su-27M to try to do some damage to these tanks. Unfortunately, these cubs are not going to have a good time. Now we're holding on to India tooth and nail, because if we lose this and they take this over, they'll be, what, +1? Yeah, they'll be +1. So definitely don't want to leave that undefended like this. Massive push by Lord and L here, with a bunch of light units, which sometimes does definitely work. Now I keep this Su-27M circling because there are some units in this forest. I'm moving up infantry to try to spot them. That should enable my Su-27 to target a few of those units. Now meanwhile on the left, we have some more Jalos being spawned in for the left. We do have some better infantry being moved up to the left flank as well. And I'm spawning in some VDVs to defend that town, because I do think they're going to repeat that push. Su-24 comes in, misses both shots on the automatic, but the IL-102 makes it through. And destroys both of the automatics. That was kind of sick. Now finally, because of Bepto, I do manage to get some units to the front line. So we have some Scratchets with VDV-90s being spawned in. And we just keep our air force up to defend India for as long as possible. Fighting Falcon and the Block 5 come in. Somehow the Fighting Falcon and the Block 5 both survive. With all of this aid that we have and all of the air superiority. It's kind of crazy. Now Senator is quite drained in the middle. Most of his units are on low HP. One thing that I don't see people use a lot is supplies. Like as you can see, I am quite supply heavy. I got one here, moving to the front. I got one that is already drained, one keeping these guys. ATGM units stocked, an Mi-26 in a bag here, and even supplies on at my flanking force. So we have our Scratchets moving up, and Bepto and I are communicating quite well. So I'm telling him that my Buratino is about to hit right about there. So VDVs move up. We spot the C2 and the Stormer. Stormer gets taken out by the BTR-90, and the Su-27 takes out the Leopard. Very nice side shot by the Spetsnaz GRU there. Nasty Q5D strike. Taking out that AVRE. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think Bepto is really, really good. Now, we got about 20 minutes remaining here. In terms of conquest points, we are really, really close. J7H coming in with 1 tons of high explosives right on top of the Panzerskite. And he makes it out as well. So in terms of AA, the enemy is also quite weak on the left side. More of my VDV 90s arrive. Are these VDV 90s? No, I think these are basic VDVs to help secure this force. But the plan is not to keep pushing Foxtrot, because going all the way to Fox and taking it over is almost impossible. It's really close to the enemy spawn, and it would mean us moving all of our supplies to the right side. Now, Seedplane takes out a Roland. IL-102 goes for the XAs, takes out all of them. And here we see a brawl between Li Shan and Hai Biong. Now, at this point, another smokescreen is being put on the left side. But I think we are definitely ready for this. Got 30 VDV already in that little establishment, and we have another 40 to move up, if need be. On the right side, I move up my SC-27 and take out another Stormer. Is that a Stormer? No, that's an FLA. Just to keep him busy on the right side. Q5D comes in. Volschmager basically deleted. And we can see a massive push unfolding here. The Cubs finally doing something. B5 being pushed in here next. Going for the last units in this building. And there they go. Now, finally, the push that this guy's been building up for does happen. So I decide to immediately move up these VDVs. We do have a Jalo here on the left side, or on the right side, and that actually made him unload his units. I'm not quite sure why he did that. I think he just freaked out and just pressed the U button. Just for the sake of being safe, I quickly move up these VDVs. The 40, the 4 stack to the front line, and move all of these Scratchets to the flanks as well to take out these guys as soon as possible. Now the smoke clears up really quick, and that enables these units to fire right in the flank of these units. Look at that. That's just painful. And there goes everything from German Dream. Now at this point, the best response to something like this is a counterattack. So I split up all of these Scratchets and just moved them to the front line. We have a T-64 BV here. We have more VDVs in the back. We have Tunguska, so we should be good to go. Leopard 2 gets spotted here. That's the job for the T-64. 20 AP versus 17 front armor, and 17 front armor versus 16 AP and 15 front armor. And we one-tap the Leopard 2. Brennus gets spotted on the left. Hitting it once brings it down to 4 HE, or HP, and we only took 1 damage. And the second shot takes it out. Now together with Senator and Bepto, we decide to just launch a full-on assault on the left side. And we immediately overwhelm the enemy. On the left, I do make kind of an attempt to also flank Alpha, but spotting this Leopard 2 basically put a stop to this. Now SC-27M was being called in, And we didn't even kill the Leopard 2 with it, I believe. Now with that, we destroyed a command. I do call in a command for Alpha myself, but with +3 and only 16 minutes remaining, with this type of map control, it's basically game over. Now the Leopard 2 here is still up and running. It's just a total mess right now. Wow, we actually managed to take it out with the BMD3. That is quite amazing. And that push basically concludes this match. Really well communicated here by Bepto and Senator, and also me when we did this push. And with that we are at +5. At 14 minutes left. Basically no chance for the enemy to come back. Now that was really entertaining during the match, so I hope you guys also enjoyed that. So now we can actually look at the kill list. So 3085 versus 2055. Now Bepto definitely did most of the work there together with Senator in the middle, and they also saved me on the right side. Habitat went negative, Mad went negative, German and the Lord all went negative, which was quite surprising. But let's see what we got. Buratino did quite a lot of damage. Conqueror's team's got a few transports. The Jalos, that was actually a Baiho in that forest, not a automatic. Jalo also took out a lot of transports with a lot of infantry in it. Got the BTR-90 doing a lot of heavy damage. T-64BV just went nuts. My goodness. This thing just went crazy. SU-27 took out 3 tanks and an ADATS. Tunguska took out a bunch of units as well. So all in all, really good match. It's definitely one of the more enjoyable ones that I've been playing recently. 25 minutes flat as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do check out the links down below. And I'll see you guys back in the next one. Take care.